Hi guys, Quincy Shemechek here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are in for a not so great treat. Basically, I'm just going to tell you about
how I lost my job.
It was the first time I'd ever been laid off before, and it's probably the most insane story that you will ever hear. There's a lot of life lessons to be learned, and if I can get through it, you can too. So join me for this really intense, scary story. So to preface this, this company that I lost my job from, I'm not going to name any names for
legal reasons.
In no way, shape, or form is this video meant to tarnish any names, legally speaking. So let me start you off with what I was doing in my life. I'm like 24, looking for my first
Big girl job.
I'm working at a call center and it was a good paying job, but it was like
Time to move up in the world.
And I'm applying to jobs and I get an interview with this one company. It was a startup. And the startup was based on blockchain technology. So basically the crypto universe. We all know how that has ended up in the last year. And basically, I get hired by this company to be an assistant to the CEO. So I take the position and it's all fine and dandy in the beginning. Very quickly on,
Does it all turn to shit?
so this company hires a bunch of people back to back to back in the span of 2 months. And mind you, I was at this company maybe 2.5 months, and that felt like
3 years.
that I'll never get back of my life. My CEO, who I'm working under, the more I get to know him, the crazier he becomes. I'm talking partying all the time, asking me to assist him while he's at pool parties with clients. He has me book this really expensive Airbnb that was like $30,000 for a month. All this crazy wild stuff. And I'm sitting there asking myself,
How on earth can we afford this? We're a startup.
he tells me, don't worry about it. Don't question these things. It's all fine. Naturally, I decide I'm really not happy working under the CEO. We'll call him Jeffrey. Because Jeffrey has me going to his house to wake him up every morning. He tried to get me to do his laundry for him. He handed me a pile of his dirty clothes.
No, I'm not gonna touch your dirty underwear.
So I decide I'm not happy doing that. And he says, okay, fine. You don't have to be my assistant anymore. I will move you to another position. So he moves me into a position of sales. I have zero sales experience, so it didn't really even make sense that he would give me another job, but whatever, I'll take it. I'm just trying to stay employed. He hires a new assistant. I become really good friends with her, and she's telling me all the stuff that's going down. He's talking about me to her,
Why doesn't Quincy like me?
all this weird, unprofessional stuff. So our company is probably about 17 people by now. Most of the days that I'm there, things aren't even getting done. 1 week I'll be working on a project, and then the next week they tell me to completely scrap it because, it's not
Useful anymore, we're pivoting.
We go to a conference to pitch our crypto product to, investors. Typically, when you go to a conference, you maybe send 1 or 2 employees, to represent the brand. He sent all 17. So all 17 of us get on a plane, all expenses paid, stay in a house, food, travel, everything.
Things go down in Louisiana.
Because we're all staying under one roof. It's all the executives and all the junior employees. Jeffrey, the CEO, gets really drunk one night and decides to confront everyone in a drunken rage about the company.
And things get really, really uncomfortable.
Because I had seen this type of behavior before from Jeffrey, I decide I'm just gonna go to bed and not be a part of this.
But apparently the conflict went on all the way till 3 a.m. with all the juniors.
I guess he made some inappropriate comments, whatnot. So we get back to home base, and we're working. It's like a Monday. And one of the executives comes up to me and another associate and says, "Hey, drop what you're doing. You need to go home."
I'm like, okay, well, can I just finish up this email?
No, you need to stop what you're doing. You need to leave.
So all of us are told that we need to leave on a Monday morning. He's like, "Don't worry, we'll contact you. We just need to regroup. You guys are gonna take some paid time off for a few days." Me and my colleagues decide, let's go get drinks, let's go to the beach, like let's have a good time while we're getting paid just to do nothing. We don't care, like the executives are gonna figure this out. Then we get an email on Friday. Mind you, it's been like 4 days since we last heard from the company. And they're like,
Hi everyone, we still need time to sort this out.
Don't stress out.
I come to find through the grapevine that Jeffrey, our CEO, had been let go. We're like, well, that kind of made sense. This guy was weird. When I'm saying weird, like he was a 40-year-old dude, had no apartment, had no car, had no bank account, seemingly like was just like adrift as a person. And when I was his assistant, I was just like, how are you doing this? Like what are you doing to like get by as an adult? I come to find out he's lost both of his parents, so he has like no real family. His wife decides to divorce him, and she had kind of been like financially taking care of him, his lifestyle. And when he started the company, he was living off of the company credit card. Like he was staying in a hotel room on it, he was Ubering with it, buying all these lavish like lunches for the company, dinners for himself, all these things. Friday comes around and we hear that Jeffrey's been let go. The next day, I come to find out that Jeffrey is no longer with us. When I say that, I mean he's no longer on the face of the earth. Me and my colleagues are like looking at each other like, what the hell just happened? So 3 days go by and they finally bring us back in and send us all individual emails. Like,
Hey, come in, we're gonna have a meeting.
that's when I get let go. Me and like 10 other employees. We all get let go. And naturally, what do the second that you get let go from a job? You talk shit with your colleagues. So my colleagues and I meet up, we're like kind of bummed out, like holy shit, like Jeffrey is dead, and we're all unemployed, like whirlwind of events. I come to find out that he was staying with my colleague in his Malibu apartment, and it was the day before Mother's Day, and Jeffrey turns to my colleague and says, "I want to see my mom today." We all know that he's lost his mom, so like that's not gonna happen. My colleague is like,
Yeah, man, I know how you feel. I also lost a parent, so I feel you.
he's like,
No. I want to see my mom today.
my colleague turns around to go get him some coffee or something. Next thing you know, Jeffrey jumps out his window and is on his poolside deck. Gone. Insane. The moral of the story here, people, if an employer is doing bullshit things to you, use your gut instinct. You know it from the beginning. You know, I think it's really sad how it all panned out. It's not cute that, he would take his life, in front of somebody else and leave them with the damage to, look after them. But there were signs from the beginning that Jeffrey was going through mental hell. So this is not by any means, meant to say, suicide isn't serious. I think we've all been there, who hasn't had, really dark thoughts? And that's definitely what this experience taught me. At the end of the day, you're just an employee. People are not going to treat you how you think they are. When you're going to college, they're like,
oh, we're really gearing you up for the real world.
How to be independent and all these things, but you don't really know what you're getting yourself into when you, get hired by a company. I think you should always trust your instinct. stand your ground, know your worth, and you know, if shit happens, like, don't be scared to get back up on the horse when you're ready. When I got laid off, I took about a month and a half, just some time to myself, you know, to regroup with everything, look for like a new job, obviously, because I needed the support, but I was on unemployment, fortunately, so that helped me take the time to get to the next place. And through all this, I learned a lot. I took a trip to Belize by myself, which was a really fun experience, and I only got that opportunity because I was laid off and had the time to do it. Screw this whole idea that you have to like give yourself to your job and to your career, and I'm really not a fan of this narrative because I think it teaches young professionals to put aside their self-worth in place of ultimately a company's interests and just profits. That's all you are, is, you know, a cog in the machine. And if you don't stand up for yourself, they're going to continue to treat you that way. So now that my professional experience has extended beyond that place, I've learned how to keep my head on my shoulders and make sure no one ever, you know, pushes me aside like that again. So if that's not the craziest shit you've ever heard, you're gonna have to comment below and let me know what is the craziest thing you've ever heard, because I don't know how to top that. If you liked hearing about my unemployment status, feel free to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more insane stories and how I decide to lead my life. And yeah, thanks for watching.